toxic masculinity.
Texas Democratic official calls Tim Scott an Oreo, then resigns.
Yeah, this is more racism from leftists. So at the top of the show, we saw that woman who was calling the Mexican guy, saying that he wants to be white and he's a murderer and he's a racist and all this kind of stuff. Just crazy, offensive, racist crap coming out of that woman. And now we have more racism coming from the left. Shocking. It says here, you know what's so weird is like the narrative is always conservatives are racist, right? That's just like an established truth in America, which is so stupidly wrong. Right, it's one of these blue anon myths that I talk about. By the way, I posted this video about blue anon, #BlueAnon. If you haven't seen it, watch this video. Fantastic video. But it's gotten very, very little traction. Nobody's watched this video. I think it may have something to do with the thumbnails not very exciting or something. I'm not really sure. Watch that video. Excellent video. I just talk about all of the misinformation coming from the left, and it's one of my better videos, I think. So this Democrat says, I've embarrassed myself and my party. No, you haven't, dude. That's what the Democrat Party does. They always say racist stuff against black conservatives. It's very typical. Okay, you're just a typical. You're suffering from what they call being a Democrat. This is what Democrats do. The Democrat Party co-chairman Gary O'Connor. I got his picture right here. Old fat white bald dude. He basically looks like your typical, He kind of looks like the guy that is stereotyped in movies as like the southern white racist, right? He's kind of like gonna be like, "Get out of the pool, boy. We don't like your kind here." Right? That doesn't really exist in real life, but they always put it in movies. Gary O'Connor of Lamar County, Texas, resigned Tuesday after facing backlash after calling Republican South Carolina Senator Tim Scott an Oreo. Now, a lot of like Trump supporting Republicans, they don't like Tim Scott because they think Tim Scott's more of a rhino. But I haven't really seen anything like that. I guess I haven't researched Tim Scott well enough to know that. I think he did a pretty good job in his response to Biden in the last speech. There was the address to Congress, and then Tim Scott refuted that. He did the Republican response. And I think he did a fantastic job. But people are saying they don't like Tim Scott because he's too much of a rhino. I don't care if you like him or you don't like him. You don't call him things like Oreo or Uncle Tim. They were calling him Uncle Tim. You don't be racist against him because you don't like his politics. What a bunch of a-holes. The leftists are so annoying. Okay, O'Connell called the senator the racially derogatory term following Scott's rebuttal to President Joe Biden's joint address to Congress Wednesday for the Republican Party. And this is a problem that the left has. They all get excited. Oh, yeah, let's make fun of these Republican. Ha, 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 ha. Let's jump on this bandwagon. And then they end up saying something stupid like this. I had hoped that Scott might show some common sense, but it seems clear he is little more than an Oreo with no real principles, O'Connor wrote. O'Connor faced backlash from fellow Texas politicians, including Republican Governor Greg Abbott, who called the comments disgusting, hateful, and completely unacceptable and demanded his resignation. So here's the tweet in which he demanded his resignation. Texas Republican Party Chairman Alan West said I assume there's supposed to be a had in here. Daily Caller messed that up. Said he had a gift for O'Connor while holding a box of the famous cookies. I have a gift and a message for Lamar County Democrat Chair Gary O'Connell said, and the Texas Democrats, and he's holding Oreos here. Let's go ahead and play this.
Hey, greetings, everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, the chairman of the Republican Party of Texas. A lot of people on the Democrat Party side continue to talk about how Republicans and people that don't agree with them are white supremacists, racist. The fact that we want election laws that makes us Jim Crow. Well, the Democrats were the ones that started Jim Crow. But just recently, a former colleague of mine, Senator Tim Scott, some Texas Democrat county chairman from Lamar County, Gary O'Connor, referred to Senator Tim Scott as an Oreo. And so I just think that I will just walk over to the Texas Democrat Party or mail it to them, a nice little package of Oreos. Because until this guy resigns, I'm going to stand up and speak out against the party of systemic racism. The party of the soft bigotry of low expectations. They want to call people such as myself that don't believe in them, that don't want to be on the 21st economic plantation Oreos. I want to continue to make sure that we send Oreos to the Texas Democrat Party because I am sick and tired of the duplicitous hypocrisy of the true party of racism.
All right, guys. So here's the thing. I love Alan West. I think Alan West is an awesome dude. Now, a lot, again, I haven't researched Alan West like in any depth. I'm not aware of any criticisms of him. I just think he's a cool guy. I love what he says here. I think what he said there was great. But what's this guy's name? Gary O'Connor. Molly Hemingway responded about this too, apparently. About the Uncle Tim thing. They go into the Uncle Tim thing. But let me just give you my 2 bits here. I'm going to agree with Gary O'Connell a little bit here. I'm going to agree with this racist Democrat a little bit. I will say that Tim Scott and Alan West and all these black guys are very much like Oreos. You know why? Because Oreos are amazing.
That's true.
Who doesn't like an Oreo?
And then, I like Oreo. Like a thin ones?
Yeah, the thin ones. The
with
thin mint.
mint.
You like the thin mint. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the reason why do you know why the Oreo thing is a racist thing?
It's because it's white and black.
Kind of. It's black on the outside but white on the inside.
Yeah.
Get it? So that's the metaphor. It's like, oh, you look black but you're really white. Screw you, white person. As if being white is bad or something. Well, I'll tell you what. Oreo is a beautiful mix of dark and light.
It's like coffee and milk.
And white. Huh?
Coffee and milk.
Yeah, like coffee and milk. Who doesn't like coffee and milk?
You?
So you know what? That's true.
You're
I like
straight black coffee.
I like straight black coffee. Just like I like my women.
I like black like my man. They remember the clip from the movie that the little girl on a plane when the little boy offers her coffee.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, of course. And he's like, creamer? No, I like my coffee black, like my man. Do you remember that?
Is that from like the 70s or something?
Yeah.
I vaguely. I think it's from Airplane.
Yes.
The movie Airplane. Yeah, that's a great line. Anyway, but I mean, so yeah, I think the guy actually could have got away with this if he would have said, look, I was just being a little silly. I'll tell you what, it's a compliment because who doesn't love Oreos? Everybody loves Oreos. So Oreos are a good thing, guys. I think he might have been able to like play it off as a joke or play it off with some humor. But
What's the sound?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's annoying.
It is annoying. Do you want to go upstairs and knock and be like, what are you doing? Nope, stopped. Must have heard us. Okay, so I think, but that's it for for today's news. Unless you have something else to say. Anyway, so at the end of the day, what did we learn? We learned that Oreos are delicious. And that's the news for the day. From do you want to take questions and comments? Do we have any super chats? Does anybody have anything interesting to say?
Somebody said I like steak.
What does that have to do with anything?
I think it's about coffee and Oreos and.
Sure. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the super chats here. So I like steak. Oh, Mark and Alberta said that. Who doesn't like steak, Mark and Alberta? Everybody loves steak. But you know what's weird about me? People are going to get mad at me about this. I don't like my steak always medium rare. I like my steak medium rare with a specific cut. Which cut do I like medium rare, darling?
Filet mignon?
Filet mignon. You know why? Because filet mignon has very little fat. And so if you overcook it, it gets dried out very easily, right? So the really expensive cuts you want medium rare. But actually the cheaper cuts, if you cut up a bit of like a chuck roast into steaks and you cook that, you actually want that well done. A lot of people think that's heresy. A lot of people think that's crazy. But I will die on this hill. This is, if you have a fatty, marbled chunk of steak, you do not want it medium rare. That you want to render all that fat out, and you want to caramelize those edges. And you want to, well, it's not really caramelizing it. I forget what they call that effect, but when you brown you want to brown both sides. Anyway, you want to brown it. You want it. I like a fatty steak. I like it well done. But again, like a filet mignon, you do want that medium rare. And I will fight any chef who disagrees with me. All right, let's see here. Yeah, somebody wrote, depends on the cut. That's right, Jesus says God. Demon Slayer says porterhouse filet is a lady's cut. I don't really know what a porterhouse is. I'm not that knowledgeable about steak, I'll be honest. Paper Plate says Chris has never been so wrong on anything ever. I know people. I don't understand people on this. I mean, it's the one thing I find that even Republicans can be delusional about. Yeah. No, certain steaks you need to have well done. I'm sorry, you do.
Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.